In recent years, Iceland has become home to new data centres. Being located in the North Atlantic is a big advantage, putting the servers just 4 hours away by plane from both Europe and North America. It's one of the various incentives for companies to store their sensitive data here, from secret construction blueprints to animated films.
Here in Iceland, we're building up an industry that is doing it correctly from the first day. Iceland is secure in and of itself by its location. It's securely located on an island right between the North American and the European continent.
Major clients such as CCP Games now store their data here. The computer games developer itself, based in Iceland, used to store its data in London.
We kind of started to look around Iceland and it's like, okay, Iceland might be the perfect place for a data center.
The data centres have been partially funded by the government. Plus, Iceland now has the most stringent data protection legislation in the Western world, thanks to a law passed 5 years ago, the Icelandic Modern Media Initiative. Member of Parliament Birgitta Jónsdóttir helped initiate the digital agenda. She's continued to press for more legislation to protect online activists, but further progress seems difficult.
So we're sort of losing, all this wind we had in the sails, and all the goodwill we had created around this legislation is fading because the attention is going elsewhere. Even if we are not the first to do everything, at least it is helping others around the world that are lobbying for similar changes.
Among the proposals that have yet to become law are a guarantee of data asylum for politically sensitive information and more stringent restrictions on government access to data. The people behind the initiative want Iceland to be a model for data protection, but the government is stonewalling.
We had this act in Parliament accepted 5 years ago, and we haven't taken extra steps since then. But in this regard, I can say that we are fully competitive with other European countries.
The government is primarily interested in boosting the economy and is continuing to invest in more data centres to do that. Iceland is famous for its natural hot springs. The geothermal energy they provide costs a fraction of conventional alternatives. And that's an attractive argument for foreign companies looking to store data. Almost half the running costs for computer servers are due to their considerable energy consumption.
We've been able to contract for low-cost power for 20 years. Low cost is truly important, and that's, I believe, what drives companies here and what makes us a relevant solution for them as their power costs go up.
So it's ultimately commercial factors that weigh more heavily here. The data protection issue appears secondary. For Birgitta Jónsdóttir and her colleagues at the Pirate Party, however, ensuring a data safe haven is the priority, providing refuge for information from journalists, NGOs and bloggers who speak out.
I have difficulties with all of this because on the one hand I think it's great that we have data centers, but they got massive tax cuts to help start it, whereas others are not getting the same benefits. If you would have IME, it would sort of create a different environment, and if we would host stuff for, Human Rights Watch, and would get the interesting people to Iceland, not only capitalists.
Birgitta Jónsdóttir and the Pirate Party are currently polling at 30% in surveys. They could well play a pivotal role at the next elections in 2017 and be able to pressure the government to make Iceland a model of data protection.
Shift says Iceland shows the way.